Okay, this is lesson 3.3. It's a nice little review. It's the only one from Unit 3 we're going to have on here. So, have I taken roll? Yes, I did. In my head. Okay, so 20 seconds in. We haven't even done a thing yet. All right, let's go over this. Now, this is science. This is your x-axis. You had this in science. This is your y-axis. These are your x and your y values. This right here is your y-axis. This is your x-axis, okay? So now my x values go from 2 to 6. So I'm just going to put them on the bottom. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Now my y values go 1 to 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now this right here, this is my origin. That's 0, 0 right there. This is quadrant 1. If I have my 4 quadrants, they go like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. They go counterclockwise. What's that? They make a C. Now I'm only using quadrant 1 because to use quadrant 2 would be foolish. Why? Because quadrant 2 is just negatives. Now, yes, I know quadrant 1 is positive, but most things we graph, it's positive. Most things that we graph with quadrant 1 are just positives, obviously. We also use the entire graph, but this is going to be a scatter plot. Most scatter plots in science, did you use the whole graph or just quadrant 1? Quadrant 1. Huh? No, you didn't use quadrant 1. Don't lie to me. Okay, so this thing on. What am I doing? So 4 goes with 5. So I go to 4 on the x, I go up to 5 on the y, put a dot. 3, 3, 5, 4, 6, 1, 2, 6. There you go. Now I'm not going to connect the dots because it's a scatter plot. At least I'm calling it a scatter plot. Boom, done. Now, if you don't know how to do this, you're in serious trouble. You got to come in for help. Now, a lot of people are having problems with finding slope. And it's because you don't do this. You don't first label it x1, y1, x2, y2. I don't know if you think it's too elementary. Dun, dun, minus dun, dun, over dun, dun, minus dun, dun. You have to do that too. Because it's y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. If you're struggling with finding slope, I suggest you do everything that I've done here. Label your points. Write y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. And then most importantly, please go empty parentheses minus empty parentheses. This right here is probably the most important thing you need to do. Because when you start getting y1 and x1 as negatives, and you get the double negative, that is what tends to throw you guys. If you have them in the parentheses, it makes it a lot easier. So y2 is D, y1 is B, x2 is C, x1 is A. Bam, I'm done. D minus B over C minus A. Okay? All right, your x-intercept your y-intercept. Your x-intercept is where the graph crosses the x-axis. That makes sense. To find your x-intercept, make y equal to 0. Your y-intercept is where the graph crosses the y-axis. To find the y-intercept, make x equal to 0. Okay, so now we have to find the x-intercepts and the y-intercepts. Your x-intercept is where it crosses the x-axis. Your y-intercept is where it crosses the y-axis. Now, this is important. When you write your x-intercept, you have to put it as a point. When you write a point, your x value is first. So this is -2, your y value is 0. That's how you write x-intercept, -2, 0. Y-intercept, you put your x at 0, and now this is at 3, your y value is second, or you can write b equals 3. This is your x value, this is your y value. This is your x value, this is your y value. On an ordered pair, your x is first, your y is second. Can you please shut the door? Thank you very much. So here's my x-intercept. It's -2, 0. Here's my y-intercept, 0, 3. Bam, I'm done. We're now going to move on. I'm not going to, do I need to go over another one of these? Pretty simple, huh? Pretty simple. All right, number 5. What's my x-intercept for number 5? 1, 0. Very good. It's not 1. What's my y-intercept for number 5? No. Where does it cross? It doesn't. So if you say 0, if you tell me here, b equals 0, you're wrong. Because 0 is right here. It doesn't cross the y-axis. So what do I write? NA does not exist. Whatever you want. That's an A. That's NA. Or no B. You can't write 0, though. That's the problem. You also can't leave it blank. No. Your slope, you would say undefined. You can't leave it blank. So you have to say NA, not applicable. Does not exist. Over here, intercept. 2 or 0, -2. What's your x-intercept? Exist. Or none. Don't say 0. All right. Intercepts. Then find the average rate of change. So I have to find my slope, and I have to graph these points. My x-intercept is 1, so I'm going to go on the x-axis, and I'm going to go to 1. I'm going to put a dot. My y-intercept is 6, so I go to 6 on the y-axis, and I put a point. Okay? Now it says find the rate of change. How do I do that? Rise over run. Rise over run. 3, 4, 5, 6. I went up 6, so that's a positive 6. Then I'm going to go 1 to the left. I went to the left, so that's a -1. Your rate of change of your slope is 6, -1. Now, you don't have to write, what the heck happened? You don't have to write 6, -1. You could just simply go m equals -6. Because I have to get from this dot to this dot. So, look, I could have went like this. I could have went 1 to the left. Oh, same thing. I like to go up and down first, then right and left. I don't know why. Top number. This is your bottom number. Okay. Top number, right and left is bottom number. Up is positive, down is negative, right is positive, left is negative. I'm moving on. You'll practice those on your own. If you have any questions, please come in. Okay, find the y-intercept of this equation. Sorry, that's not right. Find the x-intercept of this equation. How do I find the x-intercept? To find the x-intercept, what do? Make y equal to 0. Now, here's a question. Can I just make the y right here equal to 0? Or do I have to isolate the x first? The answer is yes. I can do either one. Whichever you prefer. You want to see me do both? I'll do both. Yes, you do. Shut up. I'll do both right now. Here we go. Negative 4x minus 3 times 0 equals 32. Well, negative 3 times 0 is 0. Negative 4x equals 32. I have to isolate the x. Divide both sides by negative 4. What does x equal? Negative 8. So is that my answer? Is that how I write it? No, that's how I get it wrong. The answer is negative 8, 0. Well, let's say I want to isolate my x first. Okay. I have to move my negative 3y to the other side. Negative 4x equals 3y plus 32. Now I divide everything by negative 4. X equals 3 over negative 4y minus 8. Now I make I make y equals 3 over negative 4 times 0 minus 8. X equals negative 8. Can I leave my answer like that? Nope. I got to say negative 8 comma 0. That's a lot of work. It's a lot of work. This is where we weed out the kids that don't want to do a lot of work. So practice this, you'll be fine. Did I pause this? Why am I going? Okay. Oh, how long are we in? We're 11 minutes in, 11:45 in. Somebody remember that. Okay, so now you have to find the x-intercept here. Now we're going to find the y-intercept. Now for the y-intercept, make x equal to 0. So now guess what? I'm not going to isolate. I'm just going to go 5x minus 3 times 0 equals 18. 5x equals 18. Thank you. I said make x 0, didn't I? Yeah. That was a test. Good job. You get 5 attaboys, which are absolutely nothing in here. So now let's try it again. 5 times 0 minus 3y equals 18. Negative 3y equals 18. Divide both sides by negative 3. Y equals negative 6. Can't leave it like that. B equals negative 6 or 0 negative 6. There we go. All you got to remember is finding the y-intercept, make x 0. Finding the x-intercept, make y 0. See, on the recording, you don't get the fancy dance moves. Find the y-intercept. Okay, here we go. Find the x-intercept and y-intercept of the line. Graph the line using the intercepts. Why would I do that? Why would I graph this line using the intercepts? Why wouldn't I do this? Why wouldn't I go 2y equals x plus 6. Okay, what am I doing? Oh, yeah. I'm isolating the y. Why am I isolating the y? Because if I isolate the y, I can graph, right? So now I divide everything by 2. Know that there's a 1 next to the x. That's understood. Y equals 1/2 x plus 3. If you just have an x, there's a 1 in front of it. When you divide by 2, it becomes 1/2. So now I go to plus 3. 1, 2, 3. I put my dot. Up 1 over 2. Okay, so let's see what we got. I know my y-intercept. What's my y-intercept, kids? 3, yes. Your y-intercept, oh, that's ugly. Your y-intercept is your number that is next, though that is all by itself. No, but if they want to know the slope, what's my slope? 1/2, 3. It's 1 over 2. Now, what do I need? What do I need? What do I need now? I have my y-intercept. I have my slope. What do I need now? X-intercept. So it's not. I'm not going to work it by going up and over. I'm going to have to go down 2, down 1 over 2. There it is. What's my x-intercept? 6, 0. I don't identify it as anything. I just write 6, 0. Now, please, I connect these dots. Yabba dabba doo. Yabba dabba doo. Fred Flintstone? Fred Flintstone. Oh my gosh. Oh, okay. Now, let's go to this one. I have to find the slope, the y and x intercept. But guess what? There is no graph. How do I do that without graphing? Well, let me show you. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to isolate my y. So that means move my 5x over here. Negative 2y equals negative 5x plus 20. When it moves over, it becomes negative, and it must be put first. Divide everything by negative. Y equals positive 5 over 2x. This is in slope-intercept form, right? What is my y-intercept, ladies and gentlemen? 1? No. Negative 10. My y-intercept is negative 10, sweetie. It's the number by itself, and there is no 1 here. So stop being attention-grabbing. Oh, okay. That's my y-intercept. Now, I also need my slope, don't I? Yep. Oh, that was ugly. I also need my slope. So, ladies and gentlemen, what's my slope here? 5 over 2. That's the number next to your x. So now, what am I missing? My x-intercept. How do I find my x-intercept? Well, you can either do it here. I would do it here. Or you can go back to the original, or you can isolate the x. I don't care. I'm going to do it right here. I'm going to use this right here, and I'm going to find my x-intercept. In order to find my x-intercept, what do I make 0? The y. So it's 0 equals 5 over 2x minus 10. So now I solve this for x. So I add 10 to both sides. 10 equals 5. Now, I multiply both sides by 2. That gets rid of my fraction. 20 equals 5x. Divide both sides by 5. 4 equals x. So my x-intercept is 4, 0, and I know what you're thinking. That's way too much. I can't do it. Okay? See you next semester. Right here. Doing the same exact thing. Nothing we did today was new. Okay, I'll come back to this. Hold on, and then I'll answer any questions. Okay, same thing. Same thing. Okay. You should be able to graph this. This in slope-intercept form. You need to put this in slope-intercept form, and then we're done. Guys, I will be here today after school. Guys on the YouTuber, if you need help, please come in. Love ya. Have a nice day. Bye-bye. Bye.